fruits from Savitaji's garden. Yes.
So nice.
This one. Oh, thank you.
They're washed.
Okay, Samir. Samir's there.
Yes, I mean, I saw him also.
Instincts? Answer is yes, they are instincts. Instincts, I would say that in the Buddhist teachings, there was known as the innate the innate emotions, innate, spontaneous emotions. The instinct word may not be used so much, but it's just known as innate the emotions. They're innate, like instinct. They're innate. You're born with these. So the point is that seems like today, what is that, love apple? Yes, it seems to have made everybody so vibrant. Okay. So with this, these emotions can be stopped completely. Anger, attachment, jealousy, and so forth, all these can be stopped completely. And whenever any statement is made, don't follow blindly. You have to ask how. This is extremely important. So the answer is that yes, they can be stopped, but you have to know how to stop these. If you don't know how to stop this, then it can be, say, the expressing is dangerous, suppressing is dangerous. If you don't know how to tackle this. So, suppressing, how it is dangerous, that people who, for example, bullied by others, they keep suppressing, and suddenly then it explodes. The person can really kill others. And the person can really, the behavior can become really haywire. So this is something that we need to keep in mind. Same, the suppressing is not a good idea. Then next is, then what's the option? Expressing. Expressing also not a good idea, because you keep expressing it, don't forget this example. Example given is taking a salty water. You are thirsty, you drink salty water, temporarily it will quench your thirst. And then again the thirst will keep increasing. So these afflictions, the more you express, the more they will multiply. They will never stop, thinking that you express it and it's finished, it's over. No. Unlike, for example, unlike another water. You don't want water, spill it, and then the water automatically will not come into this. So likewise, say the emotions, you express it, they can become Bharatiji and your sister. Okay, so the point is that the expressing, it increases the negative emotions. So what do you do now? The same, there are some times where if it is too much being built up inside, you may have to express once in a while. But in the long run, it's not helpful. And suppressing, of course, is not helpful. So the point is that what's the way out? According to Charles Darwin, I don't know what he would say. But don't think that Charles Darwin would give answer to all the questions. So the point is that what he would say, we don't know. But the idea is that you don't have to suppress. You can mitigate it. Decrease the intensity, then eventually remove it completely. How to decrease it? The same. You remember, we talked about the 5 ever-present mental factors. I'm sure that you have on your fingertips. What are they? contact, attention, discrimination, feeling, intention. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so deliberate I removed it from the screen. Okay, it's right here. The 5 ever-present mental factors. So the point is that how to mitigate the power of it. You don't suppress it. You don't express it. You can mitigate it and let it disappear. So how to mitigate it? Primarily, there are 3 ways to do it. There are 3 ways of doing it. And as a preliminary to that, two ways, as a preliminary, and stay away from the stimulus. This is a preliminary part. Staying away from the stimulus. What creates the anger? What creates attachment? Stay away from the stimulus. This is number 1. This is preliminary. Then how to actually mitigate it. So that was one we discussed yesterday. What creates these emotions, destructive emotions? Stay away from your homeland. Meaning that this is a place where all the destructive emotions arise, generally speaking. It doesn't mean that you have to leave Goa. That's not the point. The point is that where the bad emotions are triggered constantly, and where you feel that there's no way by which I can avoid these, then stay away from the place temporarily and grow yourself. Grow and then come back, help the community. Okay. So the first one is staying away from the stimulus. This is a temporary solution. Meanwhile, your agitation will subside. For example, say for 2 children in a family, they fight. The parents will separate the 2 and keep them distance. So they let them not see each other for a time being. So this is what it is. Then the actual, the way, there are 3. Number one is, for example, I see this flower, and it can give you so much joy. Or I see some undesirable person, it gives you so much of agitation. So which means that your mind interacts with the object, and the mind behaves in a certain way. You agree? The mind engages with the object, and the mind behaves in a certain way. And today you say that, okay, today I will not watch movie, I will not watch Instagram, Facebook, nothing, and I will have a really peace of mind. I will really relax myself, just have a peace, and sit like this. And then somebody who you dislike comes by. What happens? Instantly, your mind starts to behave differently. So, which means that our mind, although the person does not see you, you are just seeing the person just passes by, and your mind, your heart starts to palpitate. Then anger starts to arise. So the mind behaves very differently. So that is your mind, and the other person serves as your stimulus, the object. When the object and subject interact, when the 2 interact, then the mind behaves in a certain way. So this mind, when it behaves in involuntarily, say the disturbing way, this is known as anger or resistance, stress. Whereas the involuntary pull happens is known as attachment. This is how the mind works. So with this, they say our mind cannot remain stable, calm when it meets with the object. So one thing is that no matter what object your mind interacts with or comes in contact with, your mind should remain calm and peaceful. The mind should not be agitated, moved by the object. Same, if there are the iron filings and the magnet comes closer, iron filings will start to move. You agree? Then if there's a hole, the metal there, solid, big metal there, you bring the magnet, the metal will not move. Big magnet will not move. Why? What's the difference? Both are metals. Both are ions. Both are the metal. Why? One is moving, iron is moving, and the other is not moving. Why? Anyone? Quick. Yes, one is heavy and the other is so light. You can move easily. So when our mind is so light, the objects can stimulate you very easily. Whereas if your mind is very stable, firm and heavy, grounded, then the object cannot affect you easily. So there's one training. It's not that some minds are light and some minds are heavy. No, you can train your mind. You train your mind to make your mind heavy and grounded. No matter what external stimulus comes, you're not affected. So how many of you have seen the people who, what is that? Wimbledon winners, Wimbledon game winners, and what is the reaction? Your name is announced, there's an object, and the subject, the person, starts screaming. This is how the mind is easily affected by the announcement of you are the winner. Easily affected, so light. Whereas His Holiness the Dalai Lama, this amazing, you must watch that. It's very readily available on YouTube. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, when awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, I think he was just in his early 50s, or in 50s. And His Holiness and people in the first row, and all the attendees, the audience, and the person, he made the announcement, and everybody in the front, they were obeying, the camera shot. Then His Holiness also there, and you will not get a feeling that he's the one who is receiving Nobel Peace Prize. Very normal. It's nothing. You don't see any difference in his facial expression. Nothing. Very cool, calm. Nothing. He was just normal. You will not get a feeling. He's just another audience here. This is the impression you get. And finally, Your Holiness, please come to the stage. Then His Holiness comes up. Oh, he's the one. There's no, they said, you not like wavered by the meeting with the object. So this mind is so stable. So this is the difference. This is difference. And this is something which we can train. That training is known as the training of the single-pointed meditation, where your mind can single-pointedly sit on one object, not being wavered by the object. This is known as single-pointed mental training. This is one thing. But this will control your mind, meaning that it will manage your mind not to be affected by the external factors. But it is not that this will manage completely, but this is extremely important factor which you can train yourself. And those people who are in that state, usually in their demeanor, you can see them when they practice this single point meditation, for how they move, even the body movement is slightly different, and how they talk, and how they respond to your questions and so forth is very different. And they will not react easily. They will be very calm and stable. But if you just focus on this practice for too long, and if you don't complement this with the other practice to keep your mind active, and it may not be too healthy because that it can make your mind at times very inert, or let's say the inactive, overly inactive. So even if there's some house is on fire, still your mind is calm, you're not affected. You should be able to act so fast. So this is a training required where your mind, for unnecessary things, your mind remains calm, and where things require the attention, your mind should be extremely fast to act, fast thinking. This is also required. So for that matter, there are two main techniques to manage emotions. One is known as a single-pointed meditation, and the other one is known as analytical meditation. Analytical thinking keeps your mind active. Within the thinking, then there are two broad techniques. two broad techniques. One, to see the reality of the object. Reality of the object, for example, let's say that they say, I get information that say, okay, let's say you are, how would you react? Let us be very honest, right? Some of you may not have any experience, that's a different story. And then if you are hiring a staff and before you actually meet this person, the candidate, you get information from another person saying that this person, the candidate who is applying for your post, the person is extremely the crooked, right? If you get the information, and you don't know whether the information is whether the person who gives it to you, although you know that person, but you don't know whether the information given to you is accurate or not accurate. You are not sure. But you get this information quite strongly. Then when the person comes, when the candidate walks in for the interview, what is your impression? Okay, just what do you think? Devika, what do you think? You're a little suspicious, and in some cases, particularly if the information comes from somebody who you love, right? Automatically, you already judge the person, that this person is not the right person. So this is where our mind can be affected by affected from seeing the reality. If you don't see the reality, how your mind behaves is going to be very different. And at times for no reason, the person may, you may even say show disliking for no reason. So, and then when you actually meet the person and find the person somehow got the job, you meet the person, still you are not happy. Gradually, everything, year by year, you see there's nothing wrong with the person. And all the information that you got from your friend is actually flawed, it's not true. Then you feel so sorry for the person. So why? Because you are obscured from seeing the reality. So one thing is to see the reality. Analytical meditation, to manage your emotion, is to learn how to see the reality. This is number one. And to see the reality, some of you may have the question, that to see the reality, some people are nasty. Like what? Your name? Asha. What Asha ji said yesterday, the husband was really nasty, not her husband of that lady, somebody else's. Right? Okay, so that is nasty. You're getting it? Okay, so that's nasty. This is a reality. This is nasty. So what do you do? You're getting it. This is reality. So when I say reality, it has many layers. You're getting it? It has many layers. So there's one reality. You come to know this reality. Instantly, all your judgmental attitude will stop. There's one reality which is common to all phenomena. Whether good people, good person, bad person, everyone. At least your judgmental attitude drops. That's amazing. Okay, this is known as the dreamlike nature of all phenomena. Dreamlike nature of all phenomena. Okay, let's say that in a dream, how many of you had the very scary dreams or nightmare in your life? Once, at least once, raise hands. Right? Okay. So that dream, when did that fear start? When did it start? When you wake up. When you wake up. Okay, tell me, when you wake up, what made the fear start? Why the fear start when you wake up? To know the reality. What's the reality? There is a dream. Okay. So to know the reality, you're getting it? You said to know the reality. So in the dream, you do not see the reality. You wake up, you see the reality. Seeing the reality, your fear drops.
No, but the dream reality is very real so long as you are there in the dream.
Exactly. Yes. So the point is that If in the dream, okay, tell me that what is the difference between say, any scary dream you remember? Raise hands. Yes, what kind of dream? What kind of dream?
What?
What kind of scary dream?
See, I used to always get a dream whenever I used to set question papers during exam time. As a teacher, I used to set question papers, 4 or 5 sets, and those were the days I used to get dream. The dream was that I am answering the exam.
Oh.
And I have not been able to answer the questions and I'm crying when I get up.
Okay. And you said questions for the students not to be able to answer the question. In the dream, you suffer. In the waking state, the students suffer.
I used to think the dream was I cannot answer the paper.
Yes. So in the dream, you suffer.
Answer our questions.
In the dream, you suffer. Yes. In the dream, you suffer. In the waking state, you make the students suffer. Right? Total body, yes. Yes, this is what.
So then she would get up and give me the questions.
Okay. So let me put it like this. So this is where you know the reality. Oh, by the way, tell me like this, right? Say a student not being able to give the answer, and you not being able to give the answer in the dream, right? Say, what's the difference? Students not being able to give the answer in the waking state, and you not being able to give the answer in the dreams. In the dream, what is the difference? Anyone? Okay, to make it very simple, let me say like this. Say, this flower in my hand now. This flower in my hand now, and say, in my right hand, what is in my right hand? Nothing. Say you imagine, say, what? Pink or blue flower. So, say in my left hand, I have the white flower and pink flower. In my right hand, imagine that I have a blue flower. Okay. What is the difference between these two? That is real, and the blue flower is imaginary. So what do you mean by imaginary? Okay, that which comes from your mind, which your mind makes. So likewise, the dream is not real because that is coming from your mind. And you see that as not coming from your mind. So not coming from your mind, coming from the mind can be said as subjective. Not coming from your mind can be said objective. Is all right? Say, can I loosely say that this flower in my left hand is objectively real, and the flower in my right hand, the blue flower, which you are imagining, that is subjectively real. Can we say that? Okay. So, dream is what? Subjective or objective? Subjective. Whereas in the dream, you see the dream as objectively real. When you see the dream as objectively real, that is when you are affected by the dream. When you see the dream as subjectively real, when do you see the dream as subjectively real? In the dream or outside dream? When do you see the dream as subjectively real? In the dream or outside the dream? Outside the dream. In the dream, you see the dream as objectively real. When you wake up, then you will see dream as subjectively real. When you see a dream as subjectively real, then the dream fear drops. You agree? Okay. So now what we learn is that, say the second part, how to manage emotion, is by seeing everything as like dream, meaning that seeing everything as subjectively real. Nothing exists objectively. And that you can never get it if you rely on blind faith. You will never understand this, that things are all dreamlike. You will never understand it if you follow blindly. This is something you have to study separately. For example, quantum physics. Quantum physics talks about how the observed meaning the objects, observed, they exist by dependence on the observer. Observer is the subject, you remember? Observer is the subject. In a way, quantum physics is saying is that the observed, what you see there, these are nothing, but it simply exists but depends on your observer, the subject. In a loose sense, quantum physics say everything is subjectively real. And even to get there, to get this understanding, you cannot follow blindly. You have to do all the mathematical calculations. You have to have the concept understood properly, without which you will never understand how what quantum physics refers to when they say that all observed makes the exist by depends on the observer. Okay, so what we are saying is that likewise, what I'm saying is that everything exists as subjectively real, which means nothing exists objectively. You're getting it? So when you see, just in the dream, when you see things objectively real, then the fear arises. Okay, just show me something that you're holding in your hand. Show that to me. Show that to me. And then, okay, Professor, your paper, the paper you said for your students, right, which scares you in the dream. Okay, now not only you show that to me, you look at it yourself. Look at it yourself and see how the object appears to you. Okay. Okay, Samil, would you mind giving me 2 books? Oh. Yes, one for, yes, and Dr. Bharati? Yeah, it's a fun, tick. Always exception. Dr. Savitej is a professor, is always exception. Okay, Dr. Savitej, one for the Samil. Yes. Samil and others also? Yes, 4 required, 4. 3 more. Yeah, okay, you have? Okay, good. Okay, good. So with this, when we see things, when you look at this, we see this objectively real. You look at it? Okay, how does it appear to you? That your mind is creating it, or that it is objectively there? This appears objectively real. This is where, when you see things objectively real, then you are being affected. Your mind is being affected. When you see things as this is just coming from a mind, then your mind will stop reacting. Your mind drops the emotional pull and push. Okay. So next question is, what would be the next question? What I said is that you will never understand how the objects don't exist objectively through blind faith. I said it. And if you don't see this as empty of objective reality, then your emotional judgment always is there. It depends on degrees, but it's always there. Whereas, for example, in dream, sometimes you show anger towards your husband, towards your wife, towards your children, parents, so forth, and sometimes you are nice in the dream. When you wake up, all these emotional reactions stop, knowing that this all comes from a mind. So likewise, when you see things as you look around, just look around, you see everything as object real. So as long as you see things object real, your mind will continue to react. The moment you see things as empty of object reality, your mind stops to be reacting towards the object. So the next question is, how to see things as subjectively real, empty of object real. This is an extremely important point. And if we finish this text today, then tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I have a short which I composed, the staircase to emptiness. So how to see emptiness, so that we can quickly do that. And of course, I can share the soft copy, but hard copies we can print this out. We can print this out to be distributed to the audience. Okay, so if we get time, if we still have time. Okay, so the one is how to how to manage emotions is by seeing the reality of the object. As Professor, your name? No, no. Norma. Professor Norma. Yes. So what Professor Norma said, that seeing the when you see the dream, when you wake up, why all your fears drop is because you see the reality now. So when you see the reality of every phenomena, your fears drop. You're getting it? This is extremely precious. If possible, in this life, it'll take time. In this life, we must try to see the reality and see that your emotions actually drop. Your mental fear, stress, anxiety, they drop. And that in this life, we have to experiment it. You must see, and you will never come to this conclusion through blind faith. It must be done through proper study, and reflection, and meditation. Okay, this is one point. This is one way of managing emotion. This is extremely powerful. Then the next is, okay, let's say that if there is some very complicated person, okay, we are all small children, right? When do you fight with your siblings when you were small? How many fought with your siblings when you were small? Like age 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You fought? You fought? When you were small, you fought with your siblings? Never. Are you sure? Okay. Fought. Okay. So the thing is that, let's say that we're all small children, right? And there's particularly one small boy who is very, bossy and bully, right? A bully. So this is like our emotions. This bully boy is like our emotions. Emotions, they bully us, right? You don't want to be angry, and the anger comes, right? And they say in the early morning, you get up. Oh, today I'm too excited. Today I'll be very angry. Afshan, yes? No, right? Devika, no. So nobody feels that you wake up, you look forward to becoming angry. No. But when you are in the grip of anger, then you can do anything, say anything nasty. You're getting it? This is how we are being bullied by these emotions. And the craving. The craving. For example, like say the craving for cheesecake, or craving for like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, right? So the parents take you to shopping mall, and then parents show you the cheap ones, right? And no, color is not good, this is not good, this is not good. Actually, you've already seen the Gucci there, right? So it pulls you, and the moment you, oh no, we'll come next time. The mother tells you, we'll come another day. Okay, you leave, and then your mind is still pulled by the Gucci. It happens. Okay, so this is how our mind is being bullied by these emotions. You're getting it? There's feeling of restlessness when you feel that you don't get the Gucci or whatever. So the point is that, so this bully boy is like our emotions. How to manage this? One is how the parents do when you fight with this bully boy separate, you separate is one way. Making you stay away from this stimulus, number one. Number two is by, say, if you are physically stronger than the bully boy, then the bully boy cannot do anything to you. You're getting it? Bully boy will surrender. You agree? That is the wisdom of emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness, to know the dream is not real. That's the wisdom. With this wisdom, the dream emotions will subside, will surrender. Dream emotions will all surrender. This is number two. Then number three is that you will not subdue the other side, but like the mother, embracing the bully boy. Mother embracing the bully boy, the mother is not affected. You're getting it? Because of love and affection. Love and affection will not really make the bully boy surrender. But say you are not affected by the bully boy. In the second case, the bully boy surrenders. You are stronger than the bully boy. You say, hey, mind your business, sit down. The bully boy sits down, knowing that you are stronger. So the wisdom of emptiness is extremely powerful. It will make the emotions subside instantly. Whereas the compassion, universal compassion, it will not eradicate the emotions. It will not eradicate emotions, but it will make sure that you are not affected by the emotions. You are not affected. You don't become sad. You don't become agitated. This is the power of the compassion. So if you practice compassion, and again the practice of compassion doesn't mean that be compassionate. Okay, what will you tell me? If I tell you that, hey, from today onwards, if you don't want the mental stress, be compassionate towards everybody. What will you tell me? Quick. No, so what I said is that they say, you have to make it happen, right? So what will you tell me? How to make it happen? I tried and it doesn't happen. So how to make it happen? No, make it happen. Practice compassion. You love your mother? Yes. Love your neighbor. Then what do you say? No, it doesn't work. Tell me how. So therefore, practice compassion is not like, just dictate. Somebody practice it, oh yeah, I'll do it. It never happened. It never happened. There are steps to practice it. There are techniques to practice this. Universal compassion. You getting it? So these are the three main factors. How to manage your emotions. You're getting it? Number one is learning how to stabilize your mind, to make your mind firm, grounded, and heavy, not being affected, not being reactive very easily. Number one. Number two, the wisdom of emptiness, the wisdom to see the emptiness of objective reality of the phenomena. Two. Number three, the universal compassion. Okay, three things. And then precursor to that is staying away from the stimulus. Particularly when we go through difficult times. Right, where the emotions are extremely strong, then the best thing is stay away from the stimulus. Stay away from the stimulus because the other techniques will take time to reach to that level. So stay away from the stimulus. This is the first step. This is a precursor, or this is a preliminary step. And then on a daily basis, practice single point of meditation to learn how to stabilize, to make your mind feel grounded. Then also practice the wisdom of emptiness, which if you get time, you'll do it from tomorrow. After tomorrow, 2 days. Then finally, universal compassion. Again, this needs to be learned. We have to learn this universal compassion. How to practice this? There are steps. Never ever force yourself to do anything, right? I'm not talking about your personal things. That is a different story. What I'm saying is that what I'm sharing with you, like this, staying away from stimulus. Then number two, practicing the single point of meditation to feel your mind grounded and heavy. Then number three, the wisdom of emptiness. Number four, universal compassion. For all these, there is no way by which you can force yourself to make this happen. Force will never work. It must happen through your intelligence. Use your intelligence and make these things happen organically. Organically meaning that you take the steps and then organically this experience will come to you. Don't force yourself. No, I'm so bad. Yet what he said is very true. I should see everything like a dream. And again you see a cheesecake. Again you lose your control. Again there's some alcoholics seeing the alcohol. Again you lose control, right? No, let me try only one, today only. And then from tomorrow I'll stop altogether. Today you have it. Okay, today. Then again tomorrow it becomes worse. Expression of emotions. It's like drinking the salty water. The more you drink, the more the thirst will grow within you. So it does not help. So the point is that we have to take the proper steps, the techniques, apply the techniques with the proper steps. And then if possible, yes, later on, for example, like, say once you are a little convinced of these things, then you have to continue to grow. And for that we require what is known as the community, where to encourage each other. For example, like we have here, Dr. Anita, she has already learned all these techniques. She learned all these things, and I profoundly admire her, keeping herself so busy in her life, being a medical professional doctor, and at the same time learning all these techniques, how to manage one's emotions, helping so many other people, and so forth. And we have the other group there, Devika, Afshan, and then, Joy is today, and then we have Elroy, right? So, say likewise, you can create some groups where you continue to grow in these studies. How to see things like this is all a cognitive activation of your cognitive mind to see things very different from how otherwise you see, right? And then see to the effect on your emotional world, how the mind feels calmness. Say, particularly seeing things like a dream, it can create goosebumps on your body. And sometimes if it really hits the target experience, extremely profound experience, which you never experienced before can experience. So this all indicated in the text, what kind of symptoms can come to us when you experience the emptiness. Okay, these things can happen, but it requires support from each other, because that the Sangha, Goa, earlier there was one APMT, small, right, study group. So now, if you can have a study group, finally it's for your well-being, and then if possible, try to make it richly academic. Don't make it too ritualistic. Make it academic. So that the cognitive, the part of the brain is activated, and then your knowledge really makes you confident. Okay, good. So these are the ways by which to manage our emotions. Yes. Yes. Idiot compassion is there. Compassion fatigue is there. There are many compassions. Yes. So this is known as what? Idiot compassion, or the what is that? Compassion fatigue, burnout. All these things are related to the practice of compassion. So under such situation, how to manage this? This is a very serious problem, serious thing. The point is that the one thing what we would be suggested is, let us be very realistic. Realistic meaning that let us not start from the middle, start from the ground. And then you will get somewhere. If you build a castle in the air, no castle will come up. So we have to build a castle from the ground. The ground reality is that we are not the bodhisattvas. Yesterday we learned the word bodhisattva. We're not bodhisattvas, we're ordinary people. And do you agree with me that we are all ordinary people in ways that day one we are born, say, how many of you must have cried? Day one we are born, how many of you must have cried? Which hands? Oh, you're getting it? Professor Norma, you cried? Most likely, yes. If not cried, if you did not cry, somebody will slap you to make you cry. And then to make you cry. Why? To make you breathe. Upside down, yes. Upside down, to make you breathe. Okay. When you cry, which means you have a problem. But the person who made you cry is out of good intention. What you cry, the reason why you cried is not out of good intention. Out of your own personal selfish interest. You do not cry saying that, oh, the other baby needs attention. No. It was that I am hungry, somebody slapped me, I've been there. So this is how we begin our life. There is element of selfishness there. I. We have to start from there. Don't think that you're a bodhisattva the day when you're born. There are few bodhisattvas, one out of 1 million people. Otherwise, we're all like this. So we have to start from there, meaning that first, before practicing compassion, you have to practice compassion for the self. You have to learn how to take care of yourself, number one. So in the process, whatever you do, including compassion, whatever you do, including compassion, that your well-being is not compromised. Don't forget it. Say, in the act of compassion, if somebody starts to take advantage of you, your well-being is interrupted. So, the point is that, is it not selfish? This question. So the point is that this is extremely interesting. We begin with the selfish act of, even with the practice of compassion, it can be a little selfish initially. Later on, when you really succeed in this practice, then the more you cherish others, more benefit you get. This is amazing. So at one point, you don't have to think about your benefit. Benefit is like a side product. And you do the best for the others, you get the best for yourself. For example, like Mahatma Gandhi is so popular. Nowadays, every young boy, girl, you know what they want? They want the likes in their Facebook, Instagram. They want, like, how many likes you have, right? And if you see that, oh, today I have 20 likes, you are very happy. You look at somebody else, you see 200 likes, you feel very sad now. Why? Because you want likes. What do you mean by likes? That more people should like me. If you really want this, be like Mahatma Gandhi. Automatically, all the 1 billion human beings will love you. Right? You be like His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Everywhere. Believer, non-believer, Buddhist, non-believer, everybody loves him. Right? Be like him. So the point is that, so this is the point where your love and affection really grows, then the benefit to you automatically comes. So the concern that if I show compassion, then people take advantage of me. So that will become nil when you reach a very advanced level. So before that, don't expect that it will happen before that. Before that, we should be very careful to make sure that people don't take advantage of your compassion. So how to do that? How to do that? So for that matter, we have to explain a situation. Generally speaking, when people take advantage of your compassion, two reasons, generally speaking, and you can bring the specific instances, then can be dealt with separately. Generally, two reasons. One is that people see your compassion as a sign of weakness. Then number two, they see you as stupid. You getting it? Stupid, because that I'm taking advantage of you and you don't know that I'm taking advantage of you. This is stupidity, right? So the person thinks that you're stupid. Number two, that this person, even if the person knows she cannot act, she's weak. So these two things. Now the point is that the moment you try to retaliate with anger, that is the greatest of the failure, your failure. If you retaliate with anger, this is the greatest failure. There's no excuse there's no justification for anger. Instead, the anger destroys your peace of mind. How many agree with me? The first person to be affected is you. With your own anger, your peace of mind is disrupted. Why should you lose the peace of mind? When somebody does something wrong to you, why should you lose your own peace of mind? So the point is that no justification of anger. Instead, do something where you don't lose your peace of mind by not giving into anger. At the same time, that the person understands, person gets a message, person will, advantage the person is taking over you stops. You have to send two messages. One message is that, I know what you're trying to do. I know that you're trying to take advantage of me. You have to send a message. How to send a message? Not verbally. Somehow the message should be passed across. That you keep distance. When you keep a distance, the person knows that, okay, now she knows that what I'm doing, she knows what I'm trying to do. You keep distance. Number two is what? The number one is that you have shown that I'm not stupid. I know what you're trying to do. What's number two? Hey, what number two? You are weak. You're getting it? You're weak. Okay. You have to send a message that I'm not weak. How you send a message? Say a dog. If you chase a dog with a stick, what will the dog do? It will keep running. Finally, when the dog is cornered, one corner of the house, what will the dog do? Now the dog finds no place to run. What will dog do? Dog will attack you. You're getting it? So the dog attacking you is not the dog's strength. It's an indication of the dog's weakness, vulnerability. Because now the dog finds no place to run. The only thing that to protect himself is to attack you. So anger is a sign of weakness. When you meet a person, if you don't know the person is taking advantage of you, you may still smile. But when you know the person is taking advantage of you, you will stop smiling. Weak people will show anger. But now you keep a distance, telling him that I know what you're trying to do. When you meet, still you don't lose your anger. You maintain your calmness, talk nicely, and again keep distance. This only strong people can do. Weak people cannot do that. Weak people invariably emotions will be expressed on the bodily and the verbal. Strong people can maintain this demeanor without giving to anger, even though the person knows that the other person take advantage of you. So with these two messages sent, automatically the person surrender to you. In fact, there is one extremely, the incident that happened in a monastery. In a monastery, there was one monk, young monk, very rebellious, and rebellious against authority. And monastery means there should be abbot, authority. Abbot and the disciplinarian, again authority. So this young monk, his personality is like a rebel against authority. And he has always the complication with the disciplinarian because he doesn't like authority. So disciplinarian, of course, will see this monk as naughty and rebellious. One day the disciplinarian was diagnosed with cancer and he was hospitalized and he required blood donation. Then after this surgery, then another senior monk went to he was the deputy abbot. Went to the deputy abbot and said that you required the blood donation, and then this is the list of the monks who donated blood to you. Then he read the list. The first on the list was the naughty monk, rebellious monk. And they knew that this rebellious monk knew that the monk who requires blood was the deputy abbot, with whom he had constant conflict. But he was the first person there to give. The moment the abbot saw the list, the first, the naughty one, he started to cry. So these are the strengths. Weak people will never do that. Weak people will always wait for the opportunity. Every dog has a day. We'll wait for that day. When that day happens, then we'll take advantage. They'll take revenge. But instead of taking revenge, we remain strong. This is only the strong people can do. The moment the other person knows that you are very strong, which the other people cannot behave in that form, the person will surrender to you. Okay, good. So now we'll continue reading from where we left yesterday. Samil, which page we read yesterday? Okay. So now I can see that there's an age problem with me also. I cannot see this. Okay, let me see who does not use the glasses. Almost all, except for the boy there and the lady there. Even Samir also. Okay. Okay, we are on 77. Okay, we already read the 77, but we'll, okay. Ah, okay, 81, yes. Oh, yes, 81 read. Themselves captives in the prison of samsara. Oh, in, yes. 88 we read it, but I'm going to read this again. This is the very important point. In fact, there's one book which you must note it down. The title of the book is A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. There, particularly I would say that the university professors, and those people who like the academics, you will really appreciate this book. The text says, A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. And the author is Bodhisattva Shanti Deva. Bodhisattva Shanti Deva. So what he said is that, this is amazing, I like it, because this is usually the problem that I see. Say, some people, okay, the professors and teachers also, right? So what they do is that with the students, some are extremely intelligent and some are not so intelligent. So even to those people who are so intelligent, who can learn things so fast, you teach A, B, C, D, is so boring for the intelligent people. So in this text, the author himself reads chapter 9, which we're going to study in July, beginning of July, in the retreat. So there, you read this chapter 9, it's chapter on the wisdom, how to see things as empty of objective reality. Nothing is objective real. So this is the main subject, how to stop your fears of life, seeing the reality in its final form. You read it and then you will see that his level of intelligence, extremely smart and extremely intelligent. And what he said is that don't teach the basics to the intelligent people. And don't teach the sophisticated things to the less intelligent people. You have to know what to teach to the respective audience. Professor Bharati, you agree? You agree? True. Yes. Yes. So, actually, in fact, what the text said, that don't teach the sophisticated things to the less intelligent people. In fact, this was what I did when I learned about all these things like dream, all these, and then I see that this is so precious. Everybody has to know this so that our mental stress can be removed. And then one time, I must be in my mid-20s, and then with hot blood, so much energy, I must teach everyone in the world must know this. One time, there was the army. There's a group of soldiers, army cantonment. Ladakh got this course. Ladakh soldiers. They were celebrating the New Year. They invited, and their relatives were in the monastery. And they sent a message to their relatives, the monks there, to invite their own teacher to give a teaching on the New Year for the Ladakhi soldiers. Then my teacher was invited, and my teacher said that I cannot go, Dorji, you go. So I was in my mid-20s, and he asked me to go. And then this boy, young man, in mid-20s, with some emptiness, I have to teach this to everyone. Everybody must know this. And then all the soldiers, they were very busy. They were very busy whole day. So who was with me? One evening, maybe there's like 15 minutes to give a talk. Otherwise, who was with me? There was one soldier who was the caretaker of the small temple there. Small temple, he was given so he was with me, and he must be in his 40s. And I was in my mid-20s. And I had no idea, right? There's somebody without education for the last 40 years. I had no idea. And I want everybody to become like philosopher. So then he was so devoted, he showed so much of respect, eager to learn, devotion to the Buddha's teachings. Then I thought, okay, this is the right person. Then I taught everything what I learned the last 10 years within 1 hour. I was teaching everything. And then then slowly what happened is that I saw his eyelashes double folded. What happened, right? What happened? The eyelashes double folded. So perhaps the brain was getting information, a lot of information which the brain never heard before. So could not process how to process it. Brain was confused. So brain confusion was expressed in the form of the muscles. So this is where when you're unskilled, then you may teach something which is not relevant. It may be so good, but it's not relevant to the concerned person. We should be extremely skillful. Okay, so with this in mind, why I'm saying this in relation to this text is that they say sometimes it's very funny. Some very intelligent, less intelligent people, they become the boss, and the intelligent people, they become the subordinate. Right? Intelligent people have to listen to the stupid instructions from the boss and know that it's very stupid. You're getting it? Very unfortunate. So therefore, respect for the knowledge is so important. So therefore, those people who are less knowledgeable, they should respect the knowledge. Those people with the greater knowledge, and of course, not only knowledge plus compassion. Both are required. Okay, so it says here that if you want to be freed from the prison, then you try to seek advice how to get out of prison from somebody who is already out. Okay, themselves captives in the prison of samsara, whom can the worldly gods protect? Therefore, to seek refuge in the three jewels, the Buddha as a one who has awakened one's seat of perfection, seat of the treasure of happiness fully, and that is your guide, and that is the first jewel. Second jewel is the teachings, how to wake up from the sleep of ignorance, the teaching. Then third, the Sangha meaning the beings who are actually trying to awaken their seat of perfection within. Who do not betray you is the practice of a bodhisattva. Next, the suffering of the lower realm, so difficult to bear, is what the Buddha taught to be the fruit of negative actions. So, the negative things, negative actions that we do, all experience it, that they say the good experiences, bad experiences, sadness, good experiences, they are the result of positive karmas, positive actions. Bad experiences, they are the result of negative karmas. Okay. Therefore, even at the cost of your life, never to commit negative actions is the practice of a bodhisattva. Happiness in the three realms, like a dew on a blade of grass, is subject to instantaneous fading away. So what makes us lose our time? Anyone? What makes us lose our time? In today's life, in today's situation, social media, right? So it doesn't have any information. It's all rubbish, usually. It's all rubbish, right? But still, people spend so much time. Why? Anyone? What's the reason? Why do you think that people, now there's no difference, young, old, there's no difference, right? So why people are so much into this? Why? While the information is very garbage, there's nothing really there. Yes.
I would say instant relief from what you need, it's gratification.
Say it louder.
It's a instant gratification.
Instant gratification. Okay. Okay. To make it quick, instant gratification. In this word gratification, by the way, how many agree with your name? Nori. Okay, Norin or Nori? Nori? WEA. N. Okay, Noreen. Okay, so how many agree with Noreen? She used the terminology, I really liked it. Instant gratification. So with this word gratification, there's a sense of the joy, pleasure. You're getting it? A sense of ease, joy, pleasure, pleasant feeling. You agree? Okay. So this pleasant feeling is the one which traps you there with the mobile for 10 to 3, 4, 5 hours, right? And finally nothing's there. And then at the end of the day, and you have all your shopping not done, your groceries not done, your utensils, all the what? Dishes in the sink lying there, your clothes still there, next day no clothes to wear, all are dirty lying there, right? Okay, so one time there's one gentleman who was explaining this thing. He said that I used to advise the younger ones. Younger ones, what they do is that, okay, tomorrow morning you get up and then you, whatever you wore yesterday, you keep it there and then you take a new one. And after 1 week, the clothes are finished. Finished. Then nothing washed, right? So next day you have nothing to wear. So what do? You go back to the dump, to this bunch of the old clothes, right? From there you look at something which is cleaner, right? So this is what he said. So he would advise the young boys and girls, don't do that. Okay, so with this in mind, instant gratification. There's instant pleasure, the pleasant feeling. That is what steals our time. Okay, so it says, happiness in the three realms, instant gratification, like dew on a blade of grass. So look, this is a word, instant. You're getting it? It's like a dew on a blade of grass. It's subject to instantaneous fading away. It simply disappears. To strive for the supreme state of liberation that never wavers is the practice of Bodhisattva. To do something which is lasting. You see things like a dream. You see things like a dream that will last forever. And you will forever be freed from mental stress and the bliss, the pleasant feeling. Because of seeing things like a dream that will forever remain with you. These are not instantaneous. Whereas we have the instantaneous big gratification. These are actually like a bait to deceive us. Next, yes. 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 Okay, this is a good question. So now I cannot escape from all these, right? I try to run away from these. Okay, so the sufferings of the lower realms and the happiness of the three realms. What are the three realms? This question. Three realms, samsara. Where we are now, samsara. This samsara is made of three categories or these three states in the level of hierarchy. The first state is known as the Kamalok or the desire realm, the first one. Second one is known as the Rupalok, form realm, Rup, physical form realm. Third one is known as Arupalok, formless realm. Three. And if you want to know more, I'll be happy to explain. It's okay? Okay. So the first one is where we are now. This is the desire realm, Kamalok. Desire realm, where we are now. And the second one is known as form realm. Third one is formless. So in the second and third, if you want to take birth in the second and third, all these problems, like the stress, the sadness, this is all gone, not there. But from there you die, again you can take birth in the desire realm. It can happen once more. The point is that once you are there, you'll be there for like millions of years. It's not just like 100 years or 80 years, 90 years. No, it's therefore millions of years without any mental stress, anxiety, depression, nothing. It's a very pleasant experience. To take birth there, you require the meditative samadhi experience. And then the Rupalok, there are four. Arupalok, four. So they differ in their levels of subtlety. The higher is more sophisticated. That requires a more deeper meditative experience. Are you good? Good. Okay. 84. From the beginning of this time, your mothers have cherished you. If they now suffer, what good is your own happiness? Therefore, in order to liberate limitless numbers of sentient beings, cultivating bodhicitta, this practice of bodhisattva. So in fact, this teaching, what we are reading now, it has so many meanings, implicit, explicit, the links, there are so many. And to give you a gist of this, thus far, it talks about how to not engage in negative things. So finally, what we just make it very simple. It's very simple. Say, what do you want? Don't think that you are, say, you are Goan. Don't think that I'm a religious person. You are a religious person. Don't think that, say, I'm Indian, whatever. Just tell me what you want, right? Do you agree with me that I want to stay away from miseries? I want to have the happiness, maximum happiness. If you agree, raise hands. And who's that? Males or not the females? Who's that? The person who loves to have maximum happiness without suffering. Who's that? Males or the females? Everyone. Goans or non-Goans? Everyone. Believers, non-believers. Everyone. You're getting it? Start from there. In fact, what is required is be very objective. Let us not just add layers. I am, believer. I am this country, that country. No, just from the very core, from your basic reality, just give the answers. I want to stay away from miseries and I want to have the maximum happiness. As simple as that. So with this, the teachings given thus far, stay away from the negativities. Stay away from negative actions. These are to stay away from your miseries. Your miseries are the result of negative actions. So teaching us how to stay away from negative actions if we don't want miseries. This is step one. Then the step two is happiness. I want the maximum happiness. Happiness is the result of virtues, compassion, and the virtues, good things that you do. So now the teaching is on how to engage good things. So good things, do you agree with me? That good things happen when they are feeling of love and affection. You agree? For example, just before I came here, I was talking to Professor Savidaji, telling her that wherever you are spreading the ripples of joy. Yes. For example, what is that, love apple? This love apple, she is giving to the animals, she's giving to the birds, to her students, to her colleagues, to the people here, and coconut on the roadside she just planted, so anybody can eat this. This is amazing. So where your love and compassion increases, you become happier person. Okay. Verse number 10, page number 84. From the beginningless time, your mothers have cherished you. If they now suffer, what good is your own happiness? Therefore, in order to liberate limitless numbers of beings, cultivating bodhicitta, bodhicitta, this is a technical word. Bodhi meaning what? Bodhi? We explained it? Bodhi. You remember? Awakening. We said it? Awakening. Bodhi. Awakening. Awakening of your own potential. Awakening of your own potential. We all have this amazing potential. Potential from the ultimate happiness and total fearlessness. We all have that potential. We need that to be awakened. Bodhi, chitta. Chitta is the mind. The mind which aspires. The mind which aspires to awaken this potential. This is known as bodhicitta. So, when will this say there's this treasure inside? This treasure inside can be awakened on two levels, partly and fully. Partly, when you want happiness just for yourself, then it can partly be awakened. When you want happiness for all beings, not only yourself, but all beings yourself all together, then it can be fully awakened. You getting it? So that happens when you have sense of universal compassion, love for all the beings. When you say love for all the beings, this is not just a religious instruction. Usually people say love, compassion. These are all religious instructions. No, that's not true. So in fact, it is for our well-being, for our own well-being. For example, nowadays, the medical system, they acknowledge this. Say, when you're very short-tempered because of your blood pressure increases, your sugar level increases, then the doctors advise you cool down, don't stress yourself too much, and what triggers anger, just stay away from this, cool down. Yeah? So counseling is done on the mental level so that the physical, say the parameters are being taken care of. Okay, so it's where the compassion is there. Where the compassion is there, all these negativities will subside automatically. Okay. Bodhicitta. And then we talk about this one. Here says, from the beginner's time, your mothers have cherished you. Your mothers. When I speak of the mothers, it's not just your mother of this life, mother of the previous lives also. And this also requires, I think it was, who was that? It was Devika, who likes to learn more about the brain-mind relationship. So how do we know that we have the past lives? Past lives. So past lives is explained. If you can explain the past life well, then we can understand everyone has been your mothers in the past lives. When you can really feel it, then it's extremely healing in ways that your mind, even when you see other people, you see the other people in the light of your own mother. Very loving, caring people, and because of which your love increases, your affection increases. And then you become a very calm person. For that matter, how do you explain the rebirth? The former and the later lives. How to explain this? So that is done on the basis of, say, first of all, dissecting yourself in the form of your body and the mind. Which means, for example, you're a male, you're a female, or is on the basis of your body, you agree? Do you agree? You're a male or female on the basis of your body, yes? And then they say, you're a kind, not kind, intelligent, not intelligent, it's on the basis of your mind, yes? You agree? So this is what we are. We are just embodiment of these two components, the body and the mind. So, rebirth, or the past life, the next life, it's not the body. The body, we die, then we will be cremated, will be buried. This is your body. And the body, cremated, it turns to ashes, buried, again it becomes soil, and it will be sucked by the other plants or eaten by the worms, and then sucked by the plant in the form of nutrients. And these plants will be eaten by other animals or will be eaten in the form of pineapples. Right? We eat them. Again, it becomes your body. Right? This is how recycle happens. Now, if there's the rebirth, the past life, the future lives, it's not your body, it's your mind. So how do you know that there's a mind different from the brain? This is a very important question. How do you know that there's a mind which is different from the brain? And in one of the universities abroad, universities where there was the Buddhist studies department, and I was invited there to give a talk, just a visit, and the department head, it is a prestigious university, and the department head, I just talked about, he told me about in their department, Buddhist studies department, they also do research on the research of neuroscience, the brain scan. They do the research. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Usually, Buddhist studies department is Buddhist, nothing to do with the neuroscience. Now you are bringing the two together. Neuroscience, Buddhist psychology coming together. I really appreciate it. Then I said that now, because this is something so unique, you have to invite scholars to talk about the brain-mind relationship. Not just take for granted that mind exists. Not to take for granted that there's rebirth. You must bring scholars who can explain how the brain and mind, these two are different, and what is the brain, what is mind, and that also not just on the basis of blind faith, but on the basis of the empirical experiences or empirical cognitive knowledge on that level. Then he said, oh, this is very abstract, mind, nobody can explain it. I was literally shocked. And he was the Buddhist Studies Department HOD. And he's saying like this. Then where's the hope? I was extremely disappointed. Then I told him, this is not abstract phenomena. This is a reality. This is empirical reality. And then I explained to him how the mind and brain, these two are different. Explained to him. Then he did not comment at all. He did not comment. Good, bad, nothing. Then after our conversation, when we left, he escorted me. Then on the way, when he was escorting me, then he told me that this is the first time I'm hearing about the brain-mind distinction. I never heard it before. This is what he said. So this is what I'm saying. So particularly like this university setup, all these, more academically should explain rather than following blindly. Okay. Next, 85. All suffering comes from yearning for your own happiness. The perfect Buddhas are born. Perfect Buddhas here. Buddhas doesn't mean Buddhism again. Your own awakening. Your own potential when awakened. Perfect Buddhas are born from the intention to benefit others. How your awakening can happen is by universal compassion. And therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others is a practice of Bodhisattva. So you have your happiness, you give your happiness to others, take others' suffering on you. This is the practice of the Bodhisattva. I'm sure that many of you may not be too happy to hear this. To give you happiness, take sufferings, right? You're not too happy, in a sense. Okay, now be very honest. Why you are not too happy? Be very honest. I won't mind. Why you're not too happy? Huh? Why you troubling yourself? You all have miseries. Why should you take more miseries? Right? Anyone else? Or that's the same? You agree with your name? Joanne. Okay, how many agree with Joanne? Raise hands. You all agree. Okay. Okay, my next question to you is, what's your point? Who will take more suffering? Is your point, right? Why should I have to take somebody else's suffering, right? Okay, what's the problem if you take somebody else's suffering? What's the problem? Just speak your mind. Yes, you give happiness to others. And then that too, you give you happiness also. Oh, no way, right? Okay, so what's the problem if you give you happiness?
No problem, as long as I get their suffering. If I give my happiness and everybody's happy, then it's fine.
No, so you disagree that, this is not something which is the agreeable, right? Why not agreeable? Anyone else? Quick. Yes, Devika. I don't want to suffer. This key, how many agree? I don't want to suffer. Now it's encouraging me to suffer, right? Take other suffering. Okay. Now just let me, first of all, before I jump into the practical part, let me touch the theoretical part. Theoretically speaking, don't say that is impossible. You getting it? I'm saying theoretically, which means it can be impossible. Can be possible. We never know. So let's say that by you giving your, let's say, taking the suffering of others. Okay, first listen. By taking the suffering of others, if your suffering goes away, will you take it or not? If by taking the suffering of others, your suffering disappears, will you be happy to take the suffering or not? Very good. Don't forget it. Whether it's possible, not possible, don't worry about it. That's the second question. The next part. By giving you happiness, if your happiness multiplies, you want to give or not? Yes. These are all the, what do you call it, like research done in the West, right? They design such a, say, the research where the person who is otherwise very selfish said that if you give $10 to this person, I will give you $100. Before that, if you give $10 to that person, I'll be very happy. Would you give? Say, no, you're getting it? You're happy, so what? But I'll lose my $10. Okay, next. You give the $10 and I'll give you $10 to you. Would we do it? Why have to take the trouble of giving? Why? Right? In any case, I don't benefit anything. Right? But it's better than giving it and then I'm left with zero. Right? It's better. Then the third. You give $10 and I'll give you, every time you give $10, I'll give you $10 extra. Which means that you give $10, I'll give you $20. Will you do that? Yes, right? Then they become so enthusiastic to do it. Give more. The more you give, the more you get. You're getting it? Now, theoretically speaking, if you by giving what you have, your happiness to others, your happiness multiplies, would you be happy to give or not? Good. Okay. Now the next question is very important. So the next question is it possible that by taking the other's suffering, your suffering diminishes? By giving happiness, your happiness multiplies. Does it really happen? This is the question. You getting it? If the answer is yes, your question is how? You getting it? Okay. No. Don't start like this. Bodhisattva and so on. Just start from whether it is possible. Then don't say yes, no directly. Right? Whether it is possible. If you say yes, then how? All these must be done. Then the next question is, can I do it? Or is that something which only the Bodhisattvas can do it? Or I can also do that. You're getting it? If I say, Professor Savita, if you give $10 to somebody, I'll give you $20. Right? Oh, then she'll be very happy to give $10 to everybody. Right? So every time she gives $10, she gets $20. Right? By the time she gives $1,000, she gets $2,000. Right? But is it applicable only to Savita or to all of us? This is your question. You're getting it? Is it applicable only to Savita ji or anybody else? We can also do that.
But that is not awakening into business.
No. So this is the point. This is again a very serious question. This is not awakening. This is a business transaction. You're getting it? So you remember yesterday what I said? Or even we began by saying that don't expect that you are a bodhisattva. Start from where you are. Where are we? We started from the day one we cried. Cried not for the other baby. Cried for yourself. This is how we started. You getting it? Start from there and then you will see that this is amazing. You give the maximum, you get the maximum. I said it already. You getting it? So what is best? Say you give and you are zero and others maximum. This is one option. You like it? You don't like it. The next one is that you give and you get everything and the other person is zero. You like it? Not so, right? And you give, and you other person get everything, you get everything. You like it? Which is the best? Third one is the best. Win-win. There's nothing wrong in win-win. Win-win is the smartest. Win-win is the smartest. Where you give and you become zero and the other person is full, at one point you will feel demoralized. That this is just not for me. You getting it? Okay, why this happened? Because of your blind faith. Because of your awakening, enlightenment, these words, enlightenment, awakening, so forth. You do it, and finally you see that you are beggar. Then you say that who made me beggar? Because of this enlightenment. Because of teaching on enlightenment, which I attended in Goa University. Right? So then you'll quit it. So whereas if you are full and that person is zero, again it's not too good. Many of us, not too good. You're getting it? But if the 100, you get everything, other person get everything, that's the best. Win-win. This is the smartest. So the point is that whether that can happen. Okay, now let me say, okay, the Joan, tell me, say, give what? Giving somebody, giving your happiness. Happiness like what? Just give an example. Yes.
Education, giving your child an education.
No, giving your happiness. Can you give an example? Anyone? Yes. Huh? No, the point is that concern is nice. What Joan is saying is that you give something and you're deprived.
Still give a card.
Huh? Your car, let's say, your car, say you are in a hurry, you have to go somewhere and there's an accident there, then you have to give the car. Then you get stuck, you cannot reach on time. Okay, so then you regret. Okay, so why if you get the car, what's the problem for you? What problem? No.
People also go to the same place.
Yes.
And then you will not reach that place.
Okay, so you're going to another place, you do not reach that place. So what's the problem? If you don't reach the other place, then you have a problem. What problem is there? Problem like what?
You don't make it for their appointments.
You do not make the appointment. So what? So what?
You miss the appointment.
No, this is I accept it. You miss the appointment and then you feel
Sad.
you feel sad. Finally, the sadness what you don't want. You're getting it?
Yes.
This is a point when you feel sad. Whereas you miss appointment, right? Appointment for what? Demotion. Not promotion, demotion, right? You're very happy you missed the appointment. You're getting it? So, what I'm saying is that with this missing the appointment, if there's joy coming in you, you will love to give the car. You agree? These are all hypothetical. They're all hypothetical. Now, the next point is that can we create this by giving away things that your joy multiplies? If that happens, you'll be so happy to continue giving. You agree with me? So the problem is that this is where if you explore, why if you give the card, then I can reach there on time. What's the problem if you don't reach there on time? Then I'll miss the appointment. What's the problem if you miss the appointment? Then other person will be upset. What's the problem if the other person is upset? Then I'll be upset. Finally, it is me. I'll be upset. You're getting it? I'll be sad. So instead of all these chains of reactions, finally, what makes you feel uncomfortable giving the card is that you are feeling sad. You are feeling upset. That's the problem. So, this problem, you are feeling upset. If this can be removed, instead of feeling sad, if you feel joyous, right? And this card is to make your work easier. You agree? Right? Easier so that you will not have the misery. But with this car, does it guarantee that your work will be always easier? No, sometimes your car in the middle of the road, your car can break. Right? And then worst, if you don't have a car, at least you can jump into somebody else's car. But your car, how can you leave it and go to the interview? You will miss the interview, right? So it is even worse. So the car doesn't guarantee that the ease of life will happen to you. But if you learn a technique by which, with a car, without a car, the joy is triggered at all times. If you can trigger that, then you see that the reason why you buy the car is fulfilled every time, with a car, without car. What's the reason that you bought a car? So that your life will be easier. Life will be easier so the stress will not be there. What's the opposite of stress? Joy. If you can trigger the joy 24/7, the purpose of buying a car is fulfilled. And more than buying a car. Buying a car doesn't guarantee that the joy will be triggered. At times it will give you joy, at times it will give you more sadness, more distress by the car. Car accident, right? And somebody, they can scratch your car, right? All these problems are there. So whereas, if you learn how to, say, activate this joy 24/7, with the car, joy is activated. Without the car, joy is activated. If this is what you learn, then you see that then the purpose of having the car. Why worrying about giving your happiness to others? All these worries will stop. Because giving, happiness there. Not giving, happiness there. It's 24/7 there. So the next question is it possible that I can have the 24/7 happiness at all times triggered? Is this possible? Answer is yes. For example, if there's a gold, let me give an example. If there's a gold, underneath, what is the unique feature of the gold? Anyone? Just give me something. One of the unique features of the gold, a solid gold, to shine. If it's underneath, it will not shine. Underneath the ground, it will not shine. So what we do is that we dig it out. You take it out and then it will shine. You're getting it? So we all have the seed of perfection within us, like the gold inside us. And yet it is not shining. Why it's not shining? Why the gold is not shining when it's underneath? Because the shine is blocked by the earth. For example, let's say that say this. Okay, let's say this eyeglass. If I put it in a vase, in the night, this eyeglass will not be visible. And I remove the vase in the night, this eyeglass will be visible, not visible. In the night, it's not visible, whether in the vase or outside the vase, there's no difference. But if there's a light inside, candle light inside the vase, with the vase, it's not visible. Remove the vase, it becomes visible. You getting it? So what is the difference between this glass and the lamp? The two things inside the vase, what's the difference between the two? One, both do not glow in the vase. But the difference is seen when you remove the vase. Remove the vase, one doesn't glow. Other one instantly glows. You getting it? Likewise, our seed of perfection within us, the potential within us, that is something not like the glass or piece of stone. It's like the lamp. It's like the lamp, the flame. The moment the dirt is removed, the mud is removed, then it glows. You getting it? What is this glow? The glow of happiness. And this glow will be 24/7. So what blocks this? What blocks this is, let me give you an example. This is so important to hear, and then later on, if you pursue with this, then you see that the true nature inside will be more and more visible. Let me give you two examples. Say, give me one situation when, particularly amidst other people, that where you feel most uncomfortable. One example. I want one example. Any example, when you're with other people, your mind is most peaceful, or a most beautiful moment of your mind. Anyone? So, an interview, yes, and the interview, job interview, or whatever. Yeah, with the panel there. What you are on the hot seat or okay on the hot seat? Okay, on the hot seat. Then why do you feel that? In case, okay, in case if you're on the hot seat and all the on the panel of interviewers, they're all your father, mother, brother, sister. Would you feel unhappy? No, it's not like at home. You're getting it? Why you uncomfortable with them? Because they're going to judge you. You're getting it? I don't want them to judge on me. You're getting it? My parents will not judge me. Right? So, with the love and affection, it's simply this tightness will be gone. Without love and affection, okay, they may give me a hard time with tough questions, right? So why? Your mother will never give you tough questions because she loves you so much. If somebody asks you very tough questions, which means that the person really doesn't really love you. So when there's no love and affection, then you feel restricted, constricted. You agree? When you feel love and affection, it expands. Okay. Now tell me one moment with somebody when you really, the most beautiful moment in your life. Any moment? Divika, your son? Yes. My? Huh? Yes. Yes. Okay, be with the small children, right? Small children who don't judge you at all, right? Okay, and Divika with her, huh? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that was why that is most beautiful moment. Why? Divika, tell me. This you feel that love. When the feeling of love is there, the mind expands with ease. You're getting it? This is so beautiful. In fact, this is where, for example, like these teachings, these are ready to be encouraged as a healing for the counseling. And we have to practice these so that you could feel this love. When love is felt, the congestion, the stress in your mind will be released. It's very beautiful. So the point is that, our true nature of a mind is that it's a capacity to expand with love and affection. So when that is done, right? When that is done, say Divika, you give something to your son, you feel unhappy? No, happiness, your happiness, give you returns, you happy, not happy? You're even more happy. Happiness multiplies because you love. You're getting this? When you give, it's not that you become deprived and other person get the full. When there's love there, your happiness multiplies when you give. When you don't love, your happiness diminishes when you give. So therefore, if you learn the art of feeling affection towards all the beings, you give, your happiness multiplies. This is amazing. You're getting it? So therefore, giving happiness to others in the spirit of genuine love and affection, then your happiness multiplies. So there's no loss. It's win-win. You get it? Likewise, when you take the suffering for others, there's a joy multiplying. For Devika, if your son is, sick, and if there's a way by which you can take his headache or pain on you, you'll be happy or not happy? Half you, half me. No, full me, right? That'll make me very happy. So taking the suffering, again your happiness multiplies. You're getting it? This is amazing. These are something which is missing in the modern education system. Just purely missing. For example, what I heard is in some of the reputed, so-called reputed medical colleges, the professors, they ask the students, what the doctors, MBBS doctors, right, completing the MBA training, they ask, what specialization you like to go for? I'll let you go for renal. No, it will not give you money. This is not all, not all. If this is the situation, it's very sad. It's very sad. So where, say, the whole system is to teach like this, how to expand your treasure inside, not to look for the treasure outside. The treasures will search inside, then there's a real awakening, real joy and happiness multiplying. Then just imagine the whole university, whole college, whole nation, whole world will be very different. Yeah. Okay, good. Yes, Chai. Okay. One or two questions if you have before we retire for tea. One or two questions, yes? Yes. Buddhi, yes. Intelligence, yes. Okay. Bodhi, Buddhi, and the Buddha. These two are different. These two are very different. So one is intelligence, and one is the awakening. It's very different. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Yes. No. Tell me. That's better.
Sometimes I get confused between self-compassion and self-indulgence.
Oh, this is a serious, very good question. How do you demarcate between self-compassion and self-indulgence, or I would say it's self-centered attitude? Self-indulgence is the, say, self-centered attitude in action is known as self-indulgence. So how do you distinguish the two? This is a good question. Okay. Say, self-compassion, in simple words, self-compassion, they say genuine self-compassion does not necessarily, is not indifferent towards others, will not disregard others. But self-indulgence, there's the element of disregarding others. That's the difference. So where the self-compassion happens, genuine self-compassion happens, then it does not necessarily be indifferent towards others, or look down upon others, or being, they say the indifferent towards others. So where you feel, yes, I must be free from suffering. I must take care of myself. What about others? Yes, you also take care of yourself. Whereas self-indulgence as the element of, I should be happy. I should be happy. What about others? Who cares? This is their own problem. My problem is my problem. So I have to take care of myself. I don't care about others. That is self-indulgence. Whereas self-care and self-compassion, which is so important, the first thing is that you have to learn how to take care of yourself. And then see how to expand it. Yeah. Good. Any more questions? No. Yes, Dr. Bharatiji. Yes, tell me what is the question. Okay. So Professor Bharatiji is asking that how can we make Hitler a Gandhi? Hitler is really someone who destroys life. Gandhi who protects lives. So how can one make somebody like Hitler become like a Gandhi? This is a very serious question. So when we are destroying, true nature of the Hitler is Gandhi. True nature. The only thing is like the gold. Each one of us, we have 1 kg diamond. Each one of us. Some of us, this diamond is blocked by the metal defilements or the coal. Whereas some, the diamond is more visible. So our job is to say skillfully teach. Teach, skillfully, this is the key word. Skillfully teach how to remove the dirt. Once the metal dirt is removed, then the goal inside will manifest, even in the case of the Hitler. So that is when the person becomes the Buddha or the awakened one. Yes. So how to remove the dirt? This is the point. Remove the dirt. One is, as I said earlier, that the dirt of ignorance. The other one is dirt of selfishness. These are two major dirt, the metal dirt. Dirt of ignorance is removed by the wisdom to see everything is empty of objective reality. Then the other one is the dirt of the selfishness by cultivating universal compassion. And how to do that? Again, is not through blind faith. It must be done through very systematic studies. Oh yes, in fact, I forgot to bring the brochures. So the brochures for the studies how to learn how to remove the metal dirt of ignorance and the dirt of the selfishness. So these, I'll bring the brochure tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. More questions? Yes.
One comment for social media, because last time after I went to the course, and I found it very helpful, I went back and I wanted to put you, watch more videos of you. So I was saying when you were talking about social media being an evil, I'm saying actually there are ways that social media also helps.
I would say that I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. Social media per se is nothing wrong. But people who are involved in creating these social media, people who are involved in indulging in these social media, it is in their hands. If, say, by watching the movies, whatever movies in Hollywood, this will tell us the thinking pattern of the common people of USA and the European people. By watching the movie of Hollywood, Bollywood, you will see the thinking pattern of the common public of the India. And then like what? Tollywood. Huh? Dollywood. Tollywood will tell us the thinking pattern of the common people of that area. What is that? That area. You're getting it? So the point is that they say we have a huge responsibility, whether you, me, or the government or whoever, huge responsibility to educate the people that the standard of thinking of the people should be raised. It's not always just go to the social media, popular social media is all about reels. What is real? You know, what is real? Somebody does like this, everybody does like this. Right? This is real. So these are all very low thinking pattern of the people. Why should you mimic somebody? You do it yourself, separate, something different. So this all represent, this all will tell us thinking level of the people, very low thinking level. We have to do something to upgrade the thinking level of the people. Discernment, exactly, yeah. Exactly, yes. Yes. So therefore, yes. And they say the smart people, for smart people, anything can be a source of education. So you see something wrong there, okay, people can go to the extreme of doing wrong in that way. I should not do like this. You learn something. Do something good there. Wow, that's amazing. I should have to do like this. So you can take lesson from anything, good, bad, neutral, whatever. Yeah. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow. Some tea. And then for those who are doing the Nalanda Master's course, not Nalanda Master, Nalanda Diploma course, if you want to stay for the class happening here. And those of us who are not from the Nalanda courses, if you have time and you want to stay, you can also join. Usually this is only for the people who do the Nalanda studies. But if you have time and you like to sit, you can sit. So it happens at 6 o'clock, not now. Still we have enough time, break. Yeah. Okay, tea break.